next up on our quest is Roth Valley. Roth Valley, Rothé Valley, is an area that supplied food to Neverwinter, and so you can see we get all these lovely like autumn themes, and it's really beautiful. And when you come here, there is a Drow problem. And so you deal with these rangers who are on behalf of Neverwinter. This area was used in the Tyranny of Dragons storyline. So you can see how they created this zone, and then they do more to it. So we have a zone, then we have this zone that brings in another storyline. So initially it was just sort of repel the Drow, and then it was expanded with this zone over here. We see this dragon that's going to show up in 10 minutes. To add that zone and bring in the idea of the factions. In fact, is there a faction representative here? Captain Hildreth. Now, we saw this in Tarm earlier. And other faction members show up later. So there's a whole Drow taking slaves during the daytime, and why are they doing that, and sort of a Lolth track, and it leads to a really fun Spider Queen dungeon. So you see here basically the Drow are terrorizing all these people, as I kind of talked about with the orcs. There is a push in D&D, which is a good push, to look at that and re-examine that of whether we are painting stories as one people are just one way, especially when they have dark skin. So that is something that the game is redoing and introducing new areas of the world that have Drow who are good, and casting the story more as really like propaganda by this goddess Lolth to make it seem as if all Drow are evil. But you can see here the remains that burn things out. There are some fun spiders that are around. And then you can see an actual Drow city. And the idea is they're sort of building this Drow city in the background. If we don't stop them, but we are heroes. And so you do a couple of neat things. Like I think in this quest, you can go here. Yeah. So you do a quest where you pretend to be, I think, a slave or a slaver, and you infiltrate this camp. That's kind of fun. It's been a long time since I did that. And then you sort of do it again through part of the Elemental Evil storyline. And again, there's some quest that takes you through here. So you do lots of little different quests in different ways to get to the different areas. You interact with this ranger guard. Well-informed Harper. That's the best kind. And everybody always would stop at a little chest that was here. Treasure chest! And get loots. It's all old loot. So then, that looks like, okay, like a big zone, but hey, look at this tunnel. And you go into this tunnel, and there's like a kind of cave mine / complex. And you have to make it through the Drow who are trying to capture people. And there's like a secret storeroom with a phase spider. That's kind of fun. You can come here and... Oh. Didn't want to do that. I want to search the treasure chest. That's super funny. Phase spiders are neat. Kind of bounce around. I do have a companion called Zuna. She is hilarious because when she attacks, she will kind of do a little teleporting jump around, which aggroes everything remotely near me, which is why I just had to fight like 5 mobs. But she is super good at destroying things, so it all works out. All right, continuing on down through this secret area, we come out. Did I go the right way? Yes. Into this part of Roth Valley. And we get a whole nother zone continuing the storyline. This little area was reused as part of another quest. I forget for what. I think part of the Drow storyline that R.A. Salvatore wrote for this. And here we see where the Drow have really tried to take over and are kind of creating a above ground area. There was a fun skirmish that would take place in this area, which was kind of fun. You can kind of try to take down these shroud spinners because they're, you know, creating this sort of shield that you can sometimes see, this dome that kind of protects them, and they've covered it all in spiderwebs like that. Spiders like actually climbing over the webs. Like, how neat is that, right? You attack them and they'll, like, you know, leap down and pounce you and on you. Yeah, it's really fun. Very creative. So there's all this kind of terrain here. Is there anything in the out areas? Looks like I didn't actually explore this tiny little bit. Lots and lots of spiders. When you do the Temple of the Spider Queen dungeon, you're in theory going through this whole area, and I think I can actually access it by going in here somewhere, maybe here. That might have been the area that you're sort of thematically going into it. Maybe it's around here. Somewhere is the area that you're sort of conceptually going into. All right, I'm a little tired. I'm gonna just try to make it through, because I will not be able to do this again. Oh, I think. Here we go. This is looking good. Yeah. So this takes you to the actual Temple of the Spider. Very cool. So, really neat idea. I love the concept of what's taking place here. Oh yeah, I forgot that you can actually get to the dragon area. So when we go in here, we can also go through. Where's the other area? Here we go. We can go to this zone, and this takes us to the Emerald Enclave. And we can do elemental evil quests, because this is part of the elemental evil storyline, which is really interesting. This map was also used for an Icewind Dale introduction and some other things. So we can fight cultists of the Dragon Queen here, because they've taken over this area. We can do things like sabotage the lightning jars. You have to get away before they explode. There are sort of escaped slaves that you can help out. Some of my favorite creatures, I keep saying I'm going to do a Tiamat, Rise of the Dragon Queen stream, but some of my favorite enemies in terms of the design are how they've designed the Rise of Tiamat foes, like these iron golems. They're very thematic with what they do around fire and gas, and the different foes all have neat themes. So we need a lightning thing. I don't actually need to do this quest, so but it's just sort of fun to do it again. Looks like my inventory is full. So yeah, so very pretty place. We're sort of, you can see off in the distance the Lolth effects. Very cool view. Really pretty place. And what's going to happen is in 49 seconds, the dragon Venfathar will arrive, which is fun. So when you're doing these Rise of Tiamat, Horde of the Dragon Queen quests, you do a bunch of quests in this zone, and then periodically the dragon shows up, and it, when you're doing the campaign, it sort of provides extra loot and extra things you're doing, and so it's just kind of fun to do it, to be part of that. Oh, I guess I've got that bottled lightning complete. Six seconds. We'll get a dragon here. The dragons in Neverwinter are superb. I really love the design. I mean, they can be sometimes too easy because, we're high level or whatever, but they look gorgeous. They look super fun. Where they swoop in, the attacks they do, like, crackling lightning. I'm going to not try to be tearing it down too much because I just love looking at what they do. If you stay in that zone, you get all fried with lightning. I just love the way the dragons look. And that's great, right? Awesome. Look how nice that looks. It's not that big a dragon, but I mean, great visuals. So glad we got to do that. All right, that is Rothé Valley. We've really seen it, and that leaves only one final. If you like what I do here, support my work. I write adventures, I write supplements. One of my most recent works is the Rules for Collaborative Campaign Creation, which you can see the image there on the right side. You can get that for free at alphastream.org by signing up to my mailing list. And you can also support all these other works that I've done on the DMs Guild, dmsguild.com. You can find the list of everything I've worked on, including for other folks, sold through them at alphastream.org, as well as my blog. Subscribe to get updates, including streaming efforts. Like I'm running I'm part of a Dune live stream currently, teaching how to play Dune. Really fun. So if you go to alphastream.org, you won't miss any of those updates. If you subscribe to YouTube, you'll get everything that I do for that channel.